All right, this might be take 37. I'm trying to record this video since like forever. So here we go. It's about time management. How do you manage your time? How do you do your things? How do you get things done? For me, it seems like the days are getting shorter and shorter. Like there's so much to do. There's my kids on one hand, and then there's recreation, basketball, all of that. Then there's school. And man, there's so many things to be done in school. And then I've got groceries, supermarket, and then family, wife, work. And when you realize most of the important things are left behind and then you get distracted, life is really tough these days. So I want to talk to you about time management. How do you manage your time? And I've got a few tips. I've learned a few things along the years and I want to share that with you based on books, as always, but also based on experience. So let's get this conversation started. And if you're not part of our band of brothers, I want to invite you. At the end of this video, we jump to our community, and on our community there's exclusive content and you can get some more stuff there if you want to. But in the meantime, let's get this one done.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still
Right, I see a lot of people complaining about time and there's not enough time for anything and they're just comparing themselves, and it is true. Life is fast-paced these days and a lot of things are happening and we get left behind and we compare ourselves with other people. And basically we compare ourselves with people on social media that they have nannies and employees to do things for them and we think their life is perfect, but it's not. But that's a conversation for another day. So I want to talk to you about something I learned in a book called The 7 Habits of Effective People. This is an old book by Stephen Covey. Old book, very old book, but very efficient. I would recommend you to read it. It's there somewhere. And Stephen Covey's got so many amazing books like the, Big Things First, and anyway, the 8th Habit. So he's got a few tips. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to give you 3 which are really, really effective. Well, it is the 7 habits of effective people, highly effective people. So this is going to be highly effective. Tip number 1, you got to be proactive. Proactive. You got to approach the problem before the problem approaches you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say with that? You have to be proactive. You have to, if you know the situation is going to escalate, you have to present yourself first. Let me give you an example with kids. My oldest daughter is going to have a testing week, like it's tests, end of the year tests and all that, evaluations. And I think there's 13 or 14 subjects. There's a lot of things to study. And it's going to happen in about 5 days. She's already studying. She's already preparing right now because we approach the problem before the problem approaches us. You got to be proactive. You're at work and you know that at the end of the month, maybe, the target's not going to be hit and there's going to be a meeting. So what do you do now? You adjust. Don't adjust the target. Adjust your attitude. That's good. Don't adjust the target. This is assuming a mindset of a loser. Adjust your attitude. If you put the target, do it like Kobe. Don't negotiate with yourself. All right. So first one, you got to be proactive, not reactive. Most of us go through life, and it is true, 90% of life is what happens to us and 10% of life is what we do to it. So we don't have control over a lot of stuff, but you have control over your attitude. So be proactive. If you stop being proactive, you will see how much of your problems you will eliminate along the years. So first of all, be proactive. Second, I don't see many people doing this. You begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. You know why I love this? Because that emulates what God does. When God created the world, and I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but when God created the world, according to what the Bible says, He created the world and then He had the end in mind. He wasn't surprised by anything. What happens when you start with the end in mind? You don't get surprised because you know what the end is, and it's going to take it's going to be hard to get there. The road is not going to be easy, but you already have the end in mind. So you're going to start building a house. No one starts building a house without a blueprint. Everyone draws a blueprint first because they have the end in mind. Now, here's my question to you. Why do we do that with life? If we draw blueprints of a house, what do we do that with our lives? We just wake up and just go by. I love the subject of life purpose. I talk about life purpose all the time, and I'm intrigued. I'm fascinated. I'm pissed, to be honest. How is it possible that so many people go through life without a purpose? They have no idea what they're doing. No idea. They wake up, they go to work, they get paid, they come back home. Why would you do that? That's just wasting your life away. That's just throwing your life down the drain. You need a purpose. You need to find out why you're alive. You need to find out why you're alive. You got to begin with the end in mind. And that's with everything. You know, you're going to get married. What's the end? How do you see yourselves old? Like 70 years old, 80 years old, lying on the bed. How do you see you raising your grandkids? Are you going to start a business? Where is it going? Are you trying to beat Amazon, or like, where is it going? What's the purpose of the business? What's the mission? What's the goal? And in mind, you're going to go on a mission, military. I talk a lot about military. You're going to go on a mission. You must know the target. If you don't know the target, you will be lost in the desert, and you're probably going to be a target. You will be the target. All right. So be proactive and begin with the end in mind. And tip number 3, I wrote it down right there. Tip number 3, put the big rocks in first. Put the big rocks in first. Stephen Covey himself once gave a speech a long time ago in the 1990s, I think, and he was illustrating with a bowl. And in this bowl, he would put like very little rocks, and then he would try to fit the big rocks in, and it wouldn't fit. But on the other bowl, he would put, you know, the big rocks first, and then sand and water and all of that, and then fill it up. And the illustration was, if you put the big rocks first, the small rocks will fit in. Now, if you put the small rocks first, you will have troubles with the big rocks. In our days, most people, I won't say everyone, but most people are concerned and distracted with the small rocks. It is true that we spend about 3 or 4 hours in front of the TV. It is true that we spend 3 or 4 hours in front of social media just scrolling through the screens. You probably found this video like this. Why? Because we get distracted with our mission. We put the small rocks first. What are your big rocks? You know, when I wake up in the morning every day, I try to do my portion of reading. I like reading, so I do my portion of reading, my Bible reading, my meditation, my prayer. Does it happen every day? Obviously not. I'm a human being, but I try to do that first, because if I don't do that one first, then I get distracted, then we got to do things, then we got to go to work, then we got to drive, and then at the end of the day, there's no Bible, there's no God, there's no prayer, there's nothing. So you put the big rocks first. What's important to you? Is there exercise? Do your exercise first. Oh, I'm not a morning person. Well, become one. Become a morning person. I'm not a morning person, Pedro. It's too hard to wake up. Obviously, you're going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's hard to wake up. So put the big rocks first. Put it in your calendar. Like let me show you this. You know, when I wake up, here's my calendar for the day. Oh, that's the week. But let me put it in the day view. The day view. That was Thursday, granted, but there you go. You see, the blue one's mine, the red one is my wife's, and then we try to work together with the calendar. Why am I saying this? If it's not on the calendar, it won't happen for us. Okay? If you don't name it, it won't happen, because we got to put time in it. Like our life is very busy. Your life is probably very busy. So use a calendar. Use a to-do list. We are on the verge of moving to Australia. So my wife and I, we have this shared to-do list where we just share stuff that we got to do. You know, got to do passports, got to do that, got to do this. And why? Because those are big rocks. Every Friday, which is today, I should be doing that. Every Friday, we do that. I woke up this day. Let me give you an example. This day, you see that computer right there? I was working on my book, because we're on the last day to send the book to printing, and on the next 10 days we'll get the book back. So first thing I did, I woke up, I did my Bible thing, I did my meditation very briefly, and then I sat on the computer. The reason why I'm recording this video at 10:30 in the morning instead of 7 o'clock in the morning is because that was more important. I did the book. Once it was done, out of the way, then I came and I said, I got an hour and a half to record this video, edit it, publish it, and let it go. Big rocks first. In your life, what are the big rocks? Is it your family? Is it exercise? Is it lifestyle? Is it money? Although I wouldn't recommend the money would be a big rock. Like, get the 3, 4, 5 more special big rocks that you have and put them on your calendar. Prioritize them. You know, you have to learn how to prioritize them. I can make another video about this another day. You know, what's important, what's urgent, and all of that. That's a Stephen Covey thing too. But put the big rocks first. So for today, I want to share with you this 3 tips on how to get things done and be effective, highly effective. Be proactive, start with the end in mind, and last but not least, put the big rocks first. Be proactive, start with the end in mind, and put the big rocks first. If you do these 3 things, you will get things done in a much more highly effective way. Now, if you've watched so far, thank you for hanging out. You know that this is our community here on YouTube, but we've got a special community. We've got the Band of Brothers, and you can sign up for that. And if you sign up for that, you get deeper content. I'm about to talk about the 4 intelligences that we can use to make those habits even better. You know, the book talks about 7 habits. I want to put these 7 habits together and use these 4 intelligences. And with the use of these 4 intelligences, you can go even deeper on your efficiency through the day. But that's exclusive. That's only for the people who are part of the Band of Brothers. And if you're not part of the Band of Brothers, man, what are you doing? For less than a cup of coffee every month, you can get exclusive content. You can get access to discounted merchandise. You can get private sessions. You can get Q&As and all of that. And we can really focus in purpose. That's what we're doing there. So if you want to be part of that community, you click on the link down below. That'll take you to my website. And on the website, you can just like straight up, just do the checkout. You're part of the community. Download the app. Done. You get the exclusive content. There's a bunch of stuff there. There's so much there. Like, it's rich. You'll be mesmerized when you get there. So I'm just excited with that. And I'm about to go over there and talk to the people there. And if you're hanging here, it's been good having you here. But if you want more, you're going to go over there too. Click on the site. Click on the website right here. All right. This was Pedro on Purpose. We'll see you on the next one.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never ran, sitting on me.